Hey, Felix here, your 4x4 agent, and today we're going to install the KC Flex Era 4 lights on my bumper inside the bar. So right there. Let's get started. So these are the lights that we're installing, and the installation is actually quite simple. All I have to do is unscrew this bolt, unscrew those two, put this in, and screw it in from the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so nothing seems as easy as it should be. The bolt here is a little too big to go through that hole. So I'm going to need to drill out just ever so slightly to enlarge that hole. So let's do that. All right, drilled them out using a step bit. As you can see, just ever tiny bit. So now I'm actually just gonna take some of my black Rust-Oleum and give it a little spray to cover that up and prevent rusting. And then I'm gonna put in the lights. We'll be right back. All right, so the front passenger side light is on. This one I'm still screwing down. Before I fully screw everything down, I wanted to test and make sure the lights work. There are no issues. So that's going to require wiring. So we're going to take a look at the wiring. Just a quick note, once you get it installed, so kind of like your left to right is going to be controlled by the bolt that you tighten underneath the bumper. So you want to make sure you set that straight. But then the tilt up and down is controlled by these two hexes. You can just loosen them, and then the light pivots up and down. So after you attach to the bumper, you'll be able to adjust the beam. Do you want it higher or lower? And I'm going to do that later tonight in the dark, obviously. So as far as wiring, so KC provides you this whole huge harness of wires. Since I have the auxiliary switches, I don't actually need all that. They have instructions on how to wire everything in. They provide you a switch on all the bits and pieces that you need. These are the two harnesses that plug into the back of the light. So we're obviously going to leave that. This is the ground. We're going to leave that. Otherwise, we don't need any of that. So we don't need this yellow, we don't need the green, we don't need all those bits and pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the reds right here. I'm going to cut the whites there, and then I'm going to cut off the black there. So let me do that and I'll show you in a sec. All right, so what's left are the two wiring harnesses that are gonna go to the lights. And then we have the black that comes out, goes into the one, that's the ground. We have the two reds and the two whites. The reds are the main lights, the whites are the amber back glows. So the next step is I'm going to connect the reds together and the whites together. So we'll do that and be right back. Okay, so what we have is we have our ground wire, and then we have our reds and whites connected together. Now, my plan is I'm going to wire the main light into auxiliary 1, and then I'm going to wire the amber back glows into auxiliary 3. So that's how I chose to do it. Obviously, whatever you want to do. So that brown wire is 1, that red wire is 3. And so all I have to do is I have to connect that to that, the white to the, is it orange, pink? Looks like orange. To that, and then we're gonna put the ground onto the same terminal that we installed the reverse LED lights. So I'm gonna wire all this up right now, and be right back. All right, so I tested it, the lights work. So now I'm going to finish screwing that one down, and then we're gonna need to route the wires before we actually wire all that up. So I'm gonna screw that in, and then I'll come back and show you how I'm routing the wires. All right, so I connected the longer harness here. I routed it right behind the winch. You can see it there. Brought it in from this side, see? That's this one right here. Connected the shorter harness here. Took it in, kind of like in the same place I did the winch. Right behind this wheel well plastic cover. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see in there, but yep, right there. Went straight up. Went straight up and came out right here. So you can kind of see it in there. Routed around this plate. I ended this so that I can kind of lift this and get the wire through here. And then went under this little rubber flap for the air intake. Continued going in here. Just shoved it out. There's some space for one, and another one can lay next to it. And we got my bundle here. So now I'm going to tidy it up, throw in a couple zip ties, screw this back down, and connect my wires here. So remember the black ground I'm going to put there. The red for the main light is gonna get attached to the brown, and the white for the amber lights is gonna get attached to the, I believe it's orange, maybe pink. I think it's orange, or orange and pink. So, and I'm gonna do that, be right back. All right, everything is buttoned up. We're putting the covers back on, zip tied all the wires along the way, connected, taped, soldered all the wires, connected the ground, threw in some zip ties. It's all connected. Let's go ahead and turn them on. All right, moment of truth. Here's auxiliary 1, the main lights. Here's auxiliary 3, the ambers. All right, and that concludes our installation of the KC Era 4 front lights. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll respond.